What up, y'all? Welcome to Malice in Wonderland, episode 24. We got a great show lined up for you today, starting with the news at the top of the hour. We're going to be talking about the new statue on Times Square that's turning heads. Then after that, in Conspiracy Court, it's the Challenger disaster. Then in the Doom Scroll, we're going to be talking about a Colombian rite of passage. And after that, and down the Reddit hole, David Hogg is in deep trouble. Then to wrap it all up, we got some wise words with Joe Rogan. All that and more on this episode of Malice in Wonderland. Let's rock.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
This fucking bastard.
Counting this whole air?
I know, go ahead, count it.
Yeah.
Come on, no bullshit. Prince.
You don't fucking touch me, scumbag.
Yeah. Smack blood and skull fragments out your face. Clap stubs at your mother's casket, walking out of a wake. Bang. Young Pesci, fucker, come test me. Fake your suicide the same way they hung Epstein.
What up, y'all? It's your boy, Niko, Kaylor, and I'm here with my homie, the one and only, the man, the myth, the legend. You see his name at the bottom of the screen. It's Mr. Pablo Escobarz. How you living today, Pablo? You doing good? What you doing? How was your week?
Yo, I'm doing amazing. I'm doing great. The weekend was great. My mom came down from Philly to visit. Mother's Day. My birthday was on the 14th. It's like every time we come on this episode, I got something to talk about, and I love it.
Hey, I love it too. You know, I got something to talk about too. I would like to say that for the first time in I don't know how many years in my life, I have not had anything. Vape, weed, cigarette smoke, nothing enter my lungs, bro. Nothing enter my lungs.
Congratulations.
Daddy.
That's my dog right there. Also got his chain back. A chain that he had been sitting on. Don't worry about the story, but it's a long time coming. He got his chain back. You know what I mean? And I got Gotti's remains. Rest in peace, the realest dog we
Rest
knew.
in peace to my homie Gotti. R.I.P. Gotti. I missed that motherfucker like crazy, bro. I was crying.
Every
I was
day.
shedding tears about
Go check
him
out
last
episode
night
1.
laying
You
down.
can see him. He was the mascot. Go check him out.
Yeah, you could see him in that episode. I think you could see him in like 2 episodes actually, but I'm gonna have to go back and watch that and reminisce. That was a good time. But we got Dozy here. He's the new mascot. Dozer is the new mascot. I got my boy over here. He's living good, But let's get into it. We're gonna get into this news. Let's rock.
Bringing you hard-hitting news. It's the Malice in Wonderland News Blitz.
All right, getting into our first story, we got a doozy. This is one I've been really excited about. I've been really, giddy over this. I hope it's true. I hope what is happening is what I think is happening, or it could be like, look at this hand, don't look at this hand type shit. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. So
More than likely.
Trump isn't following the script on Israel. In dealing with Netanyahu, the U.S. president appears to be actually living up to his campaign slogan to put America first. Thank God. The only thing more certain than the sun rising in the east and setting in the west is that a Republican president will always support Israel, and that a Democratic president will largely do the same while being blamed for the opposite. And yet, U.S. President Donald Trump is visiting the Middle East this week. His trip does not include Israel, despite lobbying from the Netanyahu government for him to do so. He recently negotiated a ceasefire with the Houthis in Yemen, even though their stated intention is to continue striking Israel. He even removed his national security advisor, Mike Waltz, reportedly in part for the sin of coordinating potential strikes on Iranian nuclear sites with Israeli officials without consulting him. Trump may not be about to break with Israel completely, and certainly not for the humanitarian reasons most left-wingers might hope, but it seems increasingly clear from his conduct that America first may not have been an exception for Israel after all. So it's looking like, and we're going to go over more instances of this in the doom scroll once we get to it. We have some videos loaded up about this, but This is a huge step in the right direction. I hope. I hope this is not just Trump like showing Netanyahu like, teaching him a lesson. Like, next time deal with me better, and then let's get back on our stuff. But it is what it is. It'll be what it'll be, and at the end of the day, guess what? We have news stories that the Israeli government is separating. Or the American government is separating from Israel, which is a good thing. What do you think, Doug?
I mean, I think that it's finally about time that we step away from the group of this group of Zionists. I think it's time that us as an American people and our president as an American looks out for us. There's constant funding for immigrants and for unsavory people in the United States who just constantly continue to do the same shit. You got kids doing wrong and getting rewarded. You got all kinds of crap that's going on in the United States. And like, especially that last one is a new thing for us. Like you said to me a couple of days ago, that's a new thing. That's a new step for us. And so we need to really hold our people accountable, and we need to keep our people safe.
Yes, we definitely do. We need to keep our people safe. We need to keep people accountable, and we need to focus on the problems in this country, our own country, like problems with homelessness, like problems with immigration, like problems with race, especially problems with race, like, stuff we're going to get into right now. Pablo got the next story. He's ready for this one, and we're going to load it up. Let's rock, Pablo.
Talking about race. Okay, Times Square touts a new statue of a 12-foot tall black woman as a stark contrast to statues of white men. New York City's Times Square installed a statue of a 12-foot tall black woman in casual clothing that its creator hopes will encourage people to reflect on the greater cultural diversity. New York-based Times Square Arts recently put up a new statue display titled Grounded in the Stars by artist Tommy J. Price, along with the Man series, which is a series of animated billboards, both which are temporary but are causing a stir online. Price's official website notes that he spends decades tactically dissecting both implicit and explicit expressions of anti-blackness. For this particular sculpture, Price's website explained both her stature and her unbothered gaze, because that's what it is, it's unbothered, are markers of statues and authority. This is a figure who understands her worth. The Times Square's website noted that a large black woman statue is not one particular woman, but is made as a contrast to other sculptures, including a subtle nod to Michelangelo David with its posture. It's just an odd. That's an ode to it. So the website also said that the woman is grounded in the stars, cuts a stark contrast to pedestaled permanent monuments, both white, both men, of course, which book in Duffy Square, while embodying a quiet gravity and grandeur. Like this is what people wanted. This is what people vote for. And
this is exactly what they vote for. It's pretty funny. It's like there's no person who I'm sure this was modeled after somebody. It has to be, but
I know that lady. I'm gonna tell you right now. I know who that is, and she lives in Miami. All right, so she lives in every state. I know who that lady is. I don't care what nobody say. Everybody watching this knows that lady. Okay.
Yeah, but we all know that lady. We all know that they do this stuff just to inflame tensions. Just to kind of fucking rile shit up. It's what they do.
To swell up the anger.
Exactly. And, we have a lot of good things happening in this country too, but that's all we focus on is the negative. But we're going to take it into a couple good stories. We have some good stories. We have some bad stories, but we're going to get into a good story right now. And then Pablo got a good story at the end of the news, but this one's great, dog. You're going to like this. People at home are going to like this. Here it is. House Republicans release Trump approval tax plan. One big, beautiful bill. It includes tips, overtime, and family paychecks to get a huge boost. House Republicans on the Ways and Means Committee, led by Chairman Jason Smith, have released the text of a monumental new tax reform package titled the One Big, Beautiful Bill. The bill, strongly backed by President Donald Trump, is aimed at delivering historic cuts to American families, workers, and small businesses. The 389-page bill includes a long list of pro-growth, America First provisions that echo many of the successful features of the 2017 Trump tax cuts, this time with added firepower. Trump wrote on Truth Social, quote, "This week, the Republicans are meeting in the Tax, Energy, and Agricultural Committees on major pieces of the One Big Beautiful Bill. Republicans need to unify behind their highly respected chairman, Jason Smith,
Amen.
Brett Guthrie, and Glenn G.T. Thomas. Remember, these are men that truly strive to do what is right for America. Democrats, on the other hand, want to destroy our country. You must oppose these Democrat amendments, which, in all fairness to them, were made under my were made prior to my news conference this morning, announcing that drug prices under our most favored nations policy will be going down from 50 to 90%, affecting everything that is done in a very positive way. When I return from the Middle East, where great things will happen for America, we will work together on any and all outstanding issues, but there shouldn't be many. This bill is great. We have no alternative. We must win. But now for the tremendous drug and pharmaceutical cuts plus massive incoming tariff money, our great big beautiful bill just got much bigger and better. The golden age of America will soon be upon us. Make America great again." So we will go through some of these. So major tax cuts and extensions. Extensions of individual rate tax cuts. Makes the Trump era tax rate reductions permanent, eliminating the 2025 expiration. Increased standard deductions. Extends the increased standard deduction and adds a temporary $1,500 boost for individuals and $1,000 for heads of households. So that's going to be good for your family, Pablo. That means next year you're going to get an extra $1,500. Enhanced child tax credit. Here we go again for you. Boost the child tax credit from $2,000 to $2,500 per child through 2028. So you'll be getting $2,500 for your daughter, plus an extra $1,500 for, an extra $1,000 for head of household. Requires Social Security numbers for eligibility. So that is to exclude undocumented individuals. Your daughter's documented. You don't have to worry about that. This is a big one.
Tax.
No tax on tips and no tax on overtime pay. Creates a full income tax deduction for tips earned in traditionally tipped industries, e.g. waitstaff, hairdressers, cooks, etc. through 2028. No tax on overtime pay. Allows workers to deduct qualified overtime compensation from their taxable income, excluding high earners, also through 2028. Bonus deductions for seniors. Adds a $4,000 bonus standard deduction for seniors with moderate incomes. $75,000 for a single senior and $150,000 for a married senior, like a couple who's married. And that's available from 2025 to 2028. Boosted small business tax break. Increases the section 199A. We'll stop there. We got through most of the stuff that's going to affect the regular people. But, what do you think about this, Doug? I think this is fucking great for America. I think this is great for citizens. I think this is great for anybody who pays taxes, anybody who works overtime, anybody who makes tips, anybody who's a senior, anybody who has kids. It's just, I've had my qualms about the Israel stuff with Trump, but I will say the things that he's doing for this country, beautiful. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Love it. What do you think, Doug?
2 meaty thumbs up. That's what he gets. Great job. This is exactly what we've been waiting for. People have been complaining and bitching and whining, moaning. Oh, he hasn't done nothing he said he was going to do. Oh, yeah. This is the same thing that people did when he took out the law and it seemed like he took out the law that protected workers from race discrimination, age discrimination, sex discrimination, and he just replaced it with a law to get rid of the DEI. This is, again, another thing that people are going to react like this is something bad. This is a beautiful thing for us, bro. This is a no tax on your tips. Uber drivers, bartenders, waiters, you guys are going to make your money and you're going to make it back tenfold. You guys now are not going to get taxed. This is what you guys were, this is what we were fighting for. Are you on board is the question.
I'm on board. I know you're on board.
Not you, the viewers.
I know anybody who's working overtime's on board. I know anybody who's making tips is on board. This is one of those things where, like, this is going to turn people who are Democrat Republican. Because do you know why they put the 2028 expiration on this? Because what's going to happen is a lot of people who work overtime, who may be liberals, and those who are conservatives, and a lot of people who make tips, who may be liberals and are conservatives, when 2028 comes around, and if a Democrat president gets elected, what do you think they're going to do?
They're going to wipe it. Yeah, there's definitely a possibility that all of these laws get wiped down the toilet. This is a thing that could happen. This is the same thing with the last term.
For sure, it's going to get wiped 100%. But then when it gets stopped in 2028, if there's a Democrat president, then all these people who are maybe liberals that work for tips or work for overtime that now lose that, what do you think they're going to do? Do you think they're going to, like, look at their party a little bit and be like, dude, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm not going to give them that credit because these people don't look at their party already now with all the things that they do. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that because look at the last 4 years, dog. Look at how many people woke up. Look at just, not even talking about regular citizens, but look at how many people from just, you know. I feel like what happened was Kamala was a horrible fucking choice. She was last second pick, and Trump just mopped her.
Not only that, dog, not only that, 4 years of Biden. 4 years of Biden. Even my girl is a hardcore Democrat. And like by 2 years of Biden once 2 years of Biden was through, she was over it, dog. Like once we got to year 2 of Biden, it was done. Like it was.
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna have we're gonna have just a big old sect of people who are Democrat-leaning Republicans, whether they like it or not.
But the thing is, most Democrats don't even understand that they're more centrist and to the right now than because like liberals
they're
went
focused
this
on
way.
Feelings.
Liberals went this way and conservatives went this way. So conservatives got more liberal and liberals got way more liberal, like to the point of like crazy weird shit. But conservatives just notched over a little bit, like weed's okay, you know, this is okay, that's okay. Like
I'm not with the weed being okay.
But you know, it is what it is. It's okay if it's legalized everywhere all at once. If you legalize it to the point where only one state or another state has it, then you're going to get all the ne'er-do-wells and all the riffraff and all the bad people from all over the place who don't want to deal with police.
He's in Denver, so he knows.
To come to this one place, exactly. I've seen what this shit has done to Denver. I don't think it's a great idea. And I don't necessarily think legalizing weed is a bad idea. I think legalizing weed in 1 or 2 places is a bad idea.
That part.
That's the bad idea. But it should have all been blanket federal all at once, all the states. That way nobody had to move other places to get their shit done.
But that's the government being a hoe. And talking about hoes, on the next story, we're going to talk about a male escort who was paid thousands of dollars to have sex with Cassie while Diddy watched. So just like the government's a whore, the male escort was paid thousands of dollars to have sex with Cassie while Diddy watched. He testifies on the day 1 of the trial. So a male escort Monday revealed the creepy news of details about 6 sex sessions he had with Sean Diddy Combs, the rapper, and his girlfriend, including how Diddy ordered them to use more baby oil. It's not enough baby oil. You need more. Y'all need to run more baby oil on each other. Y'all don't have on enough. Combs, 55, allegedly told gal pal Cassie Ventura, now 38, as she had sex with the escort Daniel Phillip, while the hip-hop mogul masturbated in the corner. Talk about a cook. So he would just tell us to put on more. You know, Phillip, that's what he testified in the Manhattan Federal Court, where Combs, 55, is on trial for sex trafficking and other charges. Phillip told the jury he never went to the police over his concerns with Ventura's safety, even though he believed she was in real danger, because he was scared that the hip-hop star who took a photo of his driver's license was going to be a threat. This is someone who has unlimited power, and chances are that even if I did go to the police, that I still might be losing my life. This is what Phillip said. During my semi-encounters, Combs would tell the pair to to just slow down, that it was getting too hot. That's what Phillip said. One time he tried to get us to role play like we just met at an airport. We were not good at it at all. So I think we skipped past it and we moved on to the next one real quickly. That's at least what the witness said. Prosecutors said earlier in the day that Combs once forced a male escort to urinate in Ventura's mouth. Oh, shit. Phillip testified. So Cassie was actually the one who asked me to urinate on her. They had just come out of the room, and she asked me if I had ever done that before. I said no. You know, and she told me to do it. And apparently I was doing it wrong because they both stopped me and told me I was supposed to let a little leak out, just a little bit, you know, not take a whole leak on her. Come on. This is, oh my God. Go ahead, bro. Just go ahead.
Fucking shit. So, another thing that's not mentioned in this story, but Cassie's husband, Alex Fine, who's her husband. And what's crazy is she left Diddy for this guy. Diddy paid this guy to be her personal trainer, and she ended up falling in love with this guy, left Diddy, da-da-da-da. But, so he stormed out of the courtroom, and he's supposedly, according to sources, thinking about a divorce now, because I guess he heard a lot of stuff in that courtroom the other day that he did not know. That, you know, like, if I found out my girl likes guys peeing in her mouth, I rethink a little bit. You know what?
Yeah. Married or put together under false pretenses, bro.
Exactly. So what do you think about this, dog? What was your take on it?
I mean, look, I'm gonna be fair. My condolences to Cassie. She's been through a lot. I'm sure she was coerced into some of these things. Victims get into a mindset where they just kind of do what the aggressor says. I don't think she's the issue here, but Diddy is insane. This is just gonna get worse because there's a lot more allegations, you know, involving Justin Bieber and his two sons. I'm not gonna say because we're on YouTube. You can't say those things, but there's so much going on here. It's insane.
Yeah, it really is insane. And you know what's insane? Our next story is fucking insane, dog. Wait till you hear this shit. Texas mom buys, wait till you see this bitch, what she looks like. Texas mom buys ammo, tactical gear for middle school son in exchange for babysitting as he plotted school shooting, police say. A 33-year-old Texas mother has been taken into custody after allegedly providing her son with ammunition and tactical equipment while he was planning violence at his school, according to authorities. Ashley Pardo was arrested Monday following the discovery that her middle school-aged son appeared to be preparing for what officials described as mass targeted violence at Rhodes Middle School in San Antonio, Texas, where hundreds of students attend class daily. Law enforcement officials said that the boy had created a detailed map of the school labeled as a suicide route and had drawn images of rifles alongside names of educational institutions, suggesting a carefully considered plan rather than idle threats. According to the arrest affidavit reported in the media coverage, Pardo allegedly supplied her son with these materials in exchange for child care services, specifically having him babysit his younger siblings. The tactical equipment allegedly purchased by Pardo included items that would be typically associated with military or law enforcement use, which raised immediate red flags when discovered. And this is what she looks like, Doug. This is the mom. Let's blow it up a little bit. Let's bring it over. This is the mom. So that's the one who is buying her son fucking guns and ammo and tactical equipment in exchange for watching his brother. But she looks like she's obviously not the greatest person in the world.
Usual suspect, blue hair, fucking tattoos on the face. No offense to you. I love you, dog. But it's not a great decision.
But she got the meth tattoos. Like, she looks like,
yeah,
bro, you know, like when the meth people draw all over their face and shit.
When their
like
face
that,
like dries out and they look like,
yeah, like let's look at this. This bitch looks like she's smoking some meth. She looks like a meth addict. That's a meth.
You know what I mean? I mean, what could she possibly be doing that she decided to buy bullets for her child? Like, I mean, bro, even if she didn't know what the hell was going on, let's give her the benefit of the doubt, right? She didn't know what was going on. I need bullets, mom. She went and bought them. No question asked. This is typical. This is the typical shit we keep seeing from people on the left.
Not only bullets,
there's this
but
empowerment.
guns.
Yeah, like this empowerment shit that you need to be empowered and you need to be your own person and then fuck what the government tells you. And yes, there's a part to that, bro. But fuck, it's like the Bible. You can't just fucking jump into this shit in 2 minutes, think that you understand the whole fucking thing. You need to be here for a couple of fucking years, bro. Take some time. Really look at what's happening around you. Really look at the people who are in charge. Really look at what's going on. Don't just fucking hear it and go off of it. Because then we got shit like this going on. A person who would then go to court and be like, oh, I love my son. My son is great. Oh, but he didn't mean to. He didn't do anything. I didn't even know. Now she's probably going to pin it all on her kid. I didn't know. I didn't know nothing. I was fucking innocent.
She's definitely still going to go to jail for it. You know, it's a sad story. It's a sad story involving a child. But we got a good story involving multiple children coming up. And Pablo's going to take this one. Let's go, Pablo.
And your boys from MAGA, you heard? So 1K MAGA child accounts proposed to the GOP's budget bill. A draft of Congress reconciliation bill includes a proposed retirement fund for kids. Check that out for kids. The money account for growth and advancement, or MAGA account, is brainchild of Senator Ted Cruz, I lost that. My bad. Republican Texas. So sorry, guys. Initially called Invest America, the initiative was rebranded on its way to the House Ways and Means Committee. Cruz spent months in discussion with the House Speaker, Mike Johnson, Republican
Louisiana.
Okay. So sorry. He's helping me out here. You guys understand? Committee Chair Johnson Smith, Republican Montana, Missouri, and the White House. Okay. The proposal would create a tax advantage investment accounts with $1,000 for every newborn baby with a social security number. That money would be accumulated interest and valued through investments over time. You can call it anything you like. What is powerful is enabling every child in America to have an investment account and a stake in the American fee enterprise system, Cruz told Semaphore on Monday. Cruz said President Donald Trump weighed in directly to include his provision in the reconciliation bill and added the proposal's legacy provisions will please voters over the long term. The MAGA accounts would allow families and employees to contribute up to $5,000 in a children's account annually, with the goal being a total in tens of thousands of dollars to help pay for education, job training, starting a business, or buying a home. So they're actually doing something for us now. And the people are going to find a way to complain about this shit too. There is nothing this guy can get away with doing. This guy can save a kid from a fucking fire in front of everybody. And they'll find a way to spin this shit that he put the kid in the fire. something. They'll play the video backwards. Him taking the kid into the fire. Like, I don't even know what to say no more. What do you think about this?
I think this is a great thing. I think, you know, you really have to reach hard and try hard to find something wrong with this. I don't see how they can shed a bad light on this. I just don't, because like this is helping all children. And you know, I was watching a thing with RFK the other day where he was talking about getting food dyes out of the food and all that stuff. And like they were arguing with him in Congress, and he said to them, he's like, this is not a Democrat thing. This is not a Republican thing. This is a children thing. There's no such thing as a Republican child or a Democrat child. You know what I'm saying? He said they're just children.
Kids are kids, man. Yeah,
exactly.
It's like at the end of the day, this world should be moving forward for the children. At the end of the day, this is what it is. It's fuck the side that you're on. They're both funded by the same people. We have to do this for the kids in the future, bro. It is what it is. I have a daughter. I speak from experience, please.
We got to do it for the kids in the future, you know, and hopefully your daughter within the next year or two is going to have one of those MAGA accounts sitting there accumulating interest. And then, you know, the government's going to throw 1,000 in there. And then you and JoJo, you can do what? $50 a month. You can throw it in there, $50 a month. Think of 18 years of throwing $25 to $50 a month on top of that 1,000. Once your daughter turns 18, she's going to be set for college.
It's a beautiful future for my child.
Exactly. It's a beautiful future for your child, every child in America.
Every child.
Exactly. Well, not every child, just the American ones. You know.
That part.
But
sorry, kids.
But anyway, hey, sorry. Should have been born in the right.
Your parents. Right. Talk to your parents about that. You shouldn't have brought you here like that.
Talk to your parents about where they decided to have sex. But so anyway, it's been a great news session, little news segment. We learned a lot.
There goes Judge Pablo right now.
Judge Pablo. Oh shit! What up, Judge? He's walking by.
Still there.
Oh, I see. We got a new bailiff. We don't have that fucking faggot from last week, but
no.
I hope you're better than the last one. Yeah, don't open your fucking mouth. You remember what happened? Yeah. You remember. Don't open your fucking mouth. But anyway, let's get to it. Peace, y'all. What up, y'all? Welcome to this week's Conspiracy Court. I got Judge Pablo right here, and we're going to be going over the Challenger disaster, and we're going to find out whether or not it was fake, whether or not the astronauts actually died, or if they're running around living normal lives. You ready for this, Your Honor? Do you have all the evidence and all that I presented?
Order in the court, please. Court will soon take session. Give me a second. I got the bailiff, new bailiff. By the way, new bailiff, because you and bailiff had an issue. Again, you're drinking in my court. This has become a joke. This is a circus nowadays, whatever. What can I do? The guy is putting away people. What can I do? Yes, please bring me the papers.
Listen, a guy like
we're
me.
Working the we're working the Challenger file, not the Schwab Challenger. Yeah.
A prosecutor like me with a record like mine gets special privileges, dog. Sorry. Sorry to any other prosecutors.
Says you. Thank you. Appreciate you. You're doing all right. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, bailiff. See that guy right there? Don't argue with him. It's not going to go good for you. It's just not going to go good for you.
Like
you're going to feel embarrassed.
You'll get jumped like the one last week.
You're going to catch a lump. You're going to feel embarrassed. We're all going to laugh at you. You're going to be kicked out. Please mind your business. I appreciate you.
Business.
All right. So in our court with our new bailiff. Appreciate you. Thank you for coming.
All right. So
we're going to start going through this. I got the documents. Yes,
okay.
yes, I do. Yes, I do.
So we're going to get right into this presentation I got for you, Your Honor. You have all the pictures, all the files, all the videos. I know you've gone over this. Let's get into it. So, Your Honor, On January 28, 1986, the Space Shuttle Challenger exploded 73 seconds after takeoff, supposedly killing its 7 crew members, Francis Dick Scobie, Michael J. Smith, Judith Resnick, Ronald McNair, Ellison Onizuka, Gregory Jarvis, and Krista McAuliffe, live on TV. NASA blamed an O-ring failure. They called it a tragedy, then they buried the case. But what if it was all a big fake? What if the crew's still kicking and sipping Mai Tais while NASA spins us a tale? Let's break it down, Your Honor. First, the official story. The Challenger launched in chilly 36-degree weather, and 73 seconds later, boom, tragedy strikes. NASA's Rogers Commission said a faulty O-ring on a rocket booster failed, letting gas escape and triggering the disaster. The crew, which included Scobie as the commander, Smith, the pilot, Resnick, McNair, Onizuka, Jarvis, and McAuliffe, the teacher and space star, were declared dead. Remains were supposedly recovered in March 1986, with some buried at Arlington National Cemetery and others scattered at sea. Sounds tidy, right? But NASA's got a habit of cooking the books, so let's dig in, Your Honor. The wreckage doesn't add up. The explosion was a fireball, but the crew cabin was found mostly intact in the Atlantic weeks later, having separated and after falling 12 miles. NASA admitted emergency air packs were activated for at least 2 astronauts, suggesting they were alive post-blast. Yet they claimed the bodies were too mangled for autopsies. Really? In 1986, and with top forensic tech at their disposal, they could not ID 7 people. Dr. Joseph Kerwin's report said that the fall was not survivable due to a 207-mile-per-hour ocean impact. But if the cabin held, why no rescue attempt? Let's check out our first piece of video evidence as we hear from former astronaut Story Musgrave as he tells us they survived in a tone and with body language that implies he knows something more, in my opinion, Your Honor. Roll the tape for us,
I'm ready.
Bailiff.
Launch is fast. Launch is fast. It's bang, and then it's a 2-minute ride down. And you're conscious, we know that.
Astronaut Story Musgrave told me the crew survived in that white cloud. It was Challenger's fuel tank that exploded. The shuttle itself just broke apart. The crew compartment with its 7 living occupants was intact.
So now that you've seen that, Your Honor, here's the jaw dropper. The crew's been spotted alive. Judge, internet sleuths have found doppelgangers with the same names and birth dates living normal lives and walking amongst us. A Judith Resnick, born April 5th, 1949, teaches law at Yale. Same age our astronaut counterpart would be right now. A Michael J. Smith, born 1945, is a professor emeritus at the University of Wisconsin, Madison campus. A Richard Scobie runs a company called Cows and Trees, and Ronald McNair's namesake plays jazz at a club in North Carolina. As for Ellison Onizuka, well, he has a so-called brother named Claude who keeps popping up in photos looking way too similar. And lastly, Krista McAuliffe teaches education in New Hampshire. Gregory Jarvis has not been found, most likely because he died before anyone started looking, I would assume. So 6 out of 7, now in their 70s or 80s, matching perfect descriptions and names. That's like flipping a coin and getting head 50 times in a row. It's statistically improbable, Judge. NASA says, oh, they're different people, pointing to their documented histories, like Resnick being at Bryn Mawr in 1972 while astronaut Resnick worked in Jersey. But if there was a cover-up, wouldn't NASA plant those paper trails? I'm not buying their coincidence line. It's too perfect to be random. And here's the real kicker, Your Honor. We've got video evidence, footage of Resnick and Smith being confronted and asked straight up if they're the Challenger crew. Let it roll it, Your Honor. And you know body language. You know how people act. Is this how innocent people act? Roll it, bailiff.
Judy? How you doing? I'm from the press. I just had a quick question, if you don't mind.
What press?
I'm from a radio station in San Bernardino. I know there's a conspiracy about the space shuttle. No, I want to be polite. Friendly, just a question. So there's a lot of rumors about you being on that space shuttle. Obviously, you know, if you want to comment, we would really appreciate it.
Are you Michael Smith?
Yeah.
Professor at university?
Retired.
Retired?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I just stopped by because there's this room. Are you aware of that? There's a rumor on the internet.
It's not me.
That people are saying.
Yeah, it's not me, obviously. I mean, anybody that looks at my background, looks where I was born, it's not me.
So the question now is, why fake it, Your Honor? The motive is the rocket fuel to this conspiracy. Let's set the stage. It's 1986. The Cold War is at its peak, and the government's got a history of mind control experiments like MK-Ultra, where the CIA used trauma to mess with people's heads in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. So what if the Challenger quote-unquote explosion was a mass trauma event to test that on a grand scale? Picture it, Judge. Millions watch live as a teacher the country handpicked, Krista McAuliffe, blows up on live TV. The grief, the fear, it's a perfect psychological weapon. So NASA ignored engineers' O-ring warnings to make it happen, ensuring a spectacle that would scar a generation. In the process, they could study how trauma controls the masses to push compliance or assert control. Faking it let them pull the strings, and those doppelganger sightings, well, they're the proof. The crew, Scobie, Smith, Resnick, McNair, Onizuka, Jarvis, and McCloughy were whisked away while the government played puppet master. Now let's look at the pattern of deception. NASA ignored safety warnings pre-launch, they overruled engineers to meet a political deadline, and post-disaster, they locked away debris for decades with limited access. The 2003 Columbia disaster, where they ignored foam strike risks, killed 7 more astronauts, showing a habit of dodging blame. Broad government cover-ups like Iran-Contra in the 80s back this up. And get this, the Social Security Death Index lacks records for some of the crew like Jarvis and Resnick, hinted they never died officially. NASA's secrecy with autopsy details and wreckage control smells like a cover-up to me, Your Honor. So here's where we wrap it up. Plain and simple, the Challenger disaster was a fake. The intact cabin, the activated air packs, the missing autopsies, doppelganger sightings, NASA's mind control motive, their deceptive track record, and the teacher PR stunt, it's a conspiracy launch pad. Did NASA stage it to mess with our heads MK Ultra style? I say yes, Your Honor. What do you think? Let us know.
You could clip us back in. I just wanted to tell you now that, bro, you kept doing this.
Doug, I can cut that out. Don't worry about anything you hear in the background. I can remove my vocals from that.
Okay, I wasn't sure. So just clip us back in. Do you remove this? Like, you know, I'm doing this to like I'm going through the pages.
Yeah, all that is removed. I don't remove your shit. Your shit is your shit. I want you to have audio.
Heard.
My
okay,
shit
go.
is automatically going to get deleted out of that section automatically because I have my audio in the background. Anything that you could think of, I've already planned for.
All right, sorry. Go ahead. My bad.
Okay. So let us know, Your Honor.
I mean, there's a lot of damning evidence here.
There is.
First off, this I like how these people just try to explain away things. Same name, same date of birth. You look the same.
Exactly the same. Look exactly the same.
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah. That's more than just a coincidence.
Like if there was one, I could understand. If there was one that you could find that kind of looked a little bit alike and had the same name, okay. But 6 out of 7? Your Honor, 6 out of 7.
Yeah, I know. And your MK Ultra claim seems probable on a grand scale. a mass trauma event. I can see this happening. This kind of thing has happened in history before, but we've been lied to about what it is.
9/11, stuff like that. Gulf of Tonkin.
Choose where you stand. You know what I mean? And man, I'm gonna tell you this: you're really good at what you do.
I'm sorry.
This is why you get to drink in my courtroom.
You know, I know you told me that you can't always be the guy sending people to jail because the liberals are going to be fucking, you know, or leading people guilty because the liberals are going to be, you know, up in arms like, oh, he's just blanket fucking saying guilty. I know you wanted me to bring some fucking cases where there might be, but I don't know, dog. Like, I don't know any other way.
I mean, listen, it's a great thing that we're not charging just the people, but we're also charging the organization of NASA. At the time, because I know that they changed their name now to the X-Force. But, you know, this seems to be... It seems to be a hard thing to refute here. There's way too many coincidences that if this was a murder case, if these were the amount of coincidences, that person would be thrown in jail. This is like clean cut. I think you've done a great job here. I want to give some reverence to our prosecutor Kaylor here for doing a great job. And in my courtroom, I don't think this was a complicated one. This wasn't too crazy. I think that NASA is guilty. I think that these people are guilty of knowing, maybe coerced, but more than likely they took part in this mass trauma event. And in this court, I'm going to deem these people and NASA guilty. That is my verdict. And I even broke the gavel. I'm so pissed. So, hey, you're doing a great job. I want you to keep it up. I really like what you're doing here for the people. I hope the American people appreciate what you're doing for them right now. Yeah, and I can't wait till their next court case. This was amazing. This was great. Yeah, you did a good job.
Thank you, Your Honor, and I'll see you next week.
Stop drinking in my courtroom.
All right, I'll bring Coke next week.
You ass.
I meant the soda.
Get out. Get out now. Get out. Get out of my courtroom. I got another case.
What up, y'all? So now we're back in the doom scroll. This is personally my favorite part of the show. I don't know about you, Pablo. What do you think?
My favorite's always the judge, bro. Just judge the court. Judge Pablo is just funny guy. You and him have a funny thing going back and forth. I love watching it.
Can you believe he thought I was going to bring some toot in?
Hey, man, listen, that's you. You be opening your big-ass mouth. I don't talk to judges the way you talk to him.
Doug, I meant soda. What kind of past does he have that he immediately went to cocaine?
Maybe that's his thing. Who knows? No offense, Judge Pablo. Don't put me in jail.
Maybe Judge Pablo likes that A1 Perico. Who knows?
He is Cuban, so who knows?
Who knows? Getting into our first video. We have a great doom scroll lined up for y'all. Just wait.
I try to write a poem, and I am pretty nervous, but I will do my best. My wiener is chill, man. It ain't trying to do no.
So I want to give you guys a little backstory about this. He's doing this in a room full of feminists.
Write a poem, and I am pretty nervous, but I will do my best. My wiener is chill, man. It ain't trying to do no crime. It ain't even that hard a lot of the time. And that's true, actually, because a lot of times I'll get like those wiener pills from the gas station. You know what I'm talking about? Them real giraffe makers, you know? Make my legs sweat, actually. My wiener is trill. My wiener is candid. It looks like Joe Pesci. It's that wet bandit. But I'm lit to the fact that girls are far more than sex. They are champions and soldiers with power in their breasts. They are creative and equal and warm and life-bringing. I love Dolly Parton, but it's because of her singing. My wiener is chill, man. It ain't trying to do crime. It ain't even that hard a lot of the time. My wiener ain't Weinstein. My wiener ain't Cosby. But sometimes it wishes for a little bit of a Josby. You feel me?
Yo, I love Theo. Yo, I I think it's a hard toss-up right now between Theo Von and Shane Gillis being the funniest men on earth. I don't know who it is, but it's one of them. That's it. Like, I cannot watch a podcast with either one of them without fucking dying the whole time, bro.
I feel you, but I feel the same way with Tom Segura. I don't think he's the funniest, but I can't watch that guy and not laugh. Have you seen his TV show?
He makes me laugh too, but he's not Shane Gillis or Theo Von.
But have you seen his skit TV? Have you seen his skit show?
No, I heard about it and I gotta watch it. I heard it's very dark.
It is super. It starts off so fucking dark. Yeah.
What platform is it on?
I think it's on. I'll tell you later. I think it's on Netflix. Oh man, he shits his pants, and you see his whole ass covered in shit. Bro. I was surprised that I saw his whole ass covered in shit. He's in great shape, by the way. Shout out to you, though. You're doing great. I'm happy. You used to be a little fat fuck like me. You're doing great, Tom Segura. Keep it up.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about me for a second. I was like, wait, what? I got offended. Wait, I'm a fat fuck? But
I'd be a fucking whale or something, right? Go ahead.
All right. On to the next one.
It's funny. You're a funny guy.
Yo, I love these fucking videos. I got a couple of these videos loaded up, but these videos where they take things and make them to babies, I love it. Here's a great scene.
Fucking angry ass kids.
Yeah. You're a funny guy.
What do you mean the way I talk? What?
It's just, you're just funny. It's the way you tell the story and everything.
Funny how? I mean, what's funny about it?
You're funny.
You mean, so? Well, let me understand this, because maybe it's me, I'm a little, maybe. But funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you. I make you laugh. I'm here to fucking amuse you. What do you mean funny? Funny how? How am I funny?
I love this scene in Goodfellas.
You know how you tell a story?
Yeah.
What?
No, you said it. How do I know? You said I'm funny. How the fuck am I funny? What the fuck is so funny about me? Tell me. Tell me what's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I feel you had to cut it before it got bad.
No, that was the end of it. That was the end of it. That was the end of the video. But on to the next one. So this is crazy. So this is the cockpit view of an aerial fighters. They're scooping water mid-mission. This is probably the craziest flying you're ever gonna see in your life. Watch this. They're scooping up water with the plane. Dog, look how close to the water they are.
If he goes just a half an inch
one
down.
One wrong move and they're dead.
That shit tears apart. Yeah, no, look at that fucking yacht, right? I mean, that fucking cruise right next to them. That's crazy. The precision.
Listen to the plane like, pull up, pull up, pull up.
That's a man's job right there. That's a man's job. That's the kind of job that only a man can do, bro. That's fucking insane.
I'll tell you one thing about flying. I tell my girl all the time, bro, we become rich one day. One of the first things I'm doing with my money is taking flying lessons. I want to learn to fly, dog. I would love to have a little.
I got some Habibi friends who got their license.
Yeah, like I'd love to have a little tiny plane that my girl could get in the back and we could go fucking fly to Las Vegas for the night or something. You know what I'm saying? Like that would be awesome, bro. Like to not have to go to the airport and wait in lines and shit. One day, dog, this show's gonna get huge.
We'll be there. We'll be there. You guys will see us there. Don't worry.
We got this. We got this.
Maybe we'll do a raffle and one of y'all get to ride on the plane with us. Who knows?
All right, next video.
If you pet a dog and he don't walk off, God, I love that. God, I love that. If you pet a dog and he stay right there and let you do it, God, You turn into a dang pedophile, baby. You know what I'm saying, boy? You get that wowzer on that schnauzer, baby.
He's so stupid.
He keeps letting you do it. You get that little, that gleeshon on that V-shon, baby. That's when you feel God working. When you pet a dog, a strange dog, a miscellaneous dog, baby. And it lets you keep petting. Oh, make you want to kick a fat kid at Kmart. You know what I'm saying? Praise God.
Yo, just the shit he says,
Don't
dog,
kick me
is
in
so
Kmart,
random.
dog.
Yo, his shit is so random, but it's always so fucking hilarious. But on to the next one.
Let's just get this out of the way. I am biracial.
You're gonna love this. I gotta find a stand-up special of this guy. I don't know his name. I'm gonna do some research from the video that I saved for this. I want to find this kid's whole stand-up special.
Get this out of the way. I am biracial. I'm half Irish, half Lord of the Rings. I got my 23andMe back on an ancient scroll. And that's why I look like a prince was rude to a witch.
He looks like Lord
I told
Farquaad.
Linda she looked tired, and now she's like, bam, you look like Tobey Maguire in Monsters, Inc. We're teeny tiny guys. We'll wake you up. We're kind of like peacocks. If you see more than one of us in the same day, you're like, what is going on? I wonder if they knew each other.
Yo, dude. I seen a couple clips of that guy, and he's fucking hilarious, dude. I gotta find a full stand-up of his, dude, because he's hilarious.
I mean, I've seen him a couple times too. Hey, we're back to this segment. I don't think so. Was it racist though? Like if you wonder if they knew each other, how many little people are there? You know what I mean?
Well, it can't be racist.
You guys comment and subscribe. You know what I mean? Join the mob.
Because it can't be because little people aren't a race, so it can't be racist. It could be prejudice.
Is it heightist?
It could be prejudice, but it's not racist because little people are not erased. But I don't got no prejudice. How is it racist? How is it prejudice? It's a little person talking about little people. You know what I'm saying? And sorry for the burp.
No. The concept, like, did you think that both of them knew each other? Do you think that both? I wonder if they knew each other because he's right. How many little people do you see in a day? He's right.
I wouldn't think that.
I would. I'm a kind of a bigot.
No, I'll tell you one thing. Back in the day, I was young, dog. I was like 15. This was like right around the time I left foster care and went out on my own. I can remember walking by the J Metro Tech station in Brooklyn. If anybody knows Brooklyn, that's like near Fulton Mall, all that. And there was this short little midget, black midget with a humongous fro. And all I could think about, dog, was just picking him up and like sweeping something with him.
You're fucking big. The first time my cousin saw a little person, he couldn't. I think it was like 7 years old. He couldn't stop laughing. We got an elevator. He just couldn't stop laughing. I think it was a manager of the hotel we were at.
Dude, like Eric Cartman. Like Eric Cartman.
Yeah. Yeah, he just didn't understand. He just thought it was funny that it was an adult.
That's one of my favorite episodes, dog. Whenever Cartman's fighting somebody, or dude, do you remember the fucking
Paralympics one is my favorite. Is one of my favorite.
One of my favorite is the Honey Boo Boo one. Tip assist.
Honey Boo Boo, child.
What did she say? I had to get a heart transplant because I like Mountain Dew and Skitty and butter.
Skitty and butter.
All right, next
Disgusting.
One.
I don't think we
Poor
should
girl.
be fighting wars on behalf of Israel, and many
Me either.
Americans agree with that. I'm one of those Americans that are really sick and tired of the narrative that we're constantly told that we're supposed to hate some country that's overseas that maybe we've never been to. We don't know anything about that country, but we're told that they're the greatest threat to our freedoms and our democracy, and that we have to go to war with them. I've never seen a Houthi or a Houthi or however you pronounce it. I don't even know what they look like. I haven't seen them back home in Rome, Georgia, where I live. I haven't seen them in Washington, D.C. And I keep saying that, how is this a threat to everyday Americans?
Exactly. How is it a threat? How is it a threat? We'll get more into that conversation in a little bit when we get to other videos that we got. But for now, we'll get on to the
I was watching the show, and a Down syndrome transgender comes on TV. And I was like, you can't be retarded twice.
Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck. Let me bring that one back. I love Leonardo, bro. She's fucking hilarious, bro. I want to go see her in person.
I was watching the show, and a Down syndrome transgender comes on TV. And I was like, you can't be retarded twice.
All right, next one. This is crazy.
That's awesome. That's sick. Ah,
Yo,
nice.
For a second, I thought that people took like Elmo dolls and shit and made that. Did you know that those are Happy Tree Friends official things that you could buy?
Oh, so I think I might have sent you that video. I didn't know that was a Happy Tree Friend thing. That is crazy. That's so dope. I thought this was like somebody making these in their house. That's awesome.
No, you could buy those online. I kind of want to get one.
I remember when the Zune came out. Yeah, I remember when the Zune came out. I was like one of the few losers with a Zune. And so it had a cool feature. You know, you could send stuff to people with a Zune, but nobody had it. So I was the only person with a Zune. But it came with like the first 2 seasons free of Happy Tree Friends. At the time, you had to pay for it. I'm pretty sure now you can watch it for free anywhere. But yeah, I used to love that show.
That's fucking dope. That's dope.
The Moose is my favorite.
All right, next one. So this one we got, we're gonna jump out of this screen in a second after we watch this video, because we got a little clip that's gonna provide some context from this from another podcast that we both love called Fleckus Talks. Y'all should check it out. But we're gonna watch this, then we're gonna watch what the aftermath of this is. And I see him rolling his eyes already. He already knows. He already knows. Yo, what I like about this kid and I respect is that he put his hands up. Watch, he put his hands up. Like he was ready to fight.
He tried, yeah, he wanted to fight, but then they jumped him.
And then how old is this kid in the black? Because
yo, I'm saying like
he's got to be way older than these other kids. Like look at the size of him. Watch. Like he has got to be.
No. I think he might have. My thing is he hit him with something, and if not, he got a really good lick in, bro, because he busted this kid
What
open.
I'm saying is, I'm not saying because of how hard he hit him. Look at his size compared to all the other
he looks
kids.
about the same size. He looks about the same size.
The kid in the black looks about the same size. Watch this
as
again
a kid with the
and tell
red,
me-
yeah.
No way, dude. Way bigger. At least more than a half a foot taller.
But I feel like he hit him with something, though, with a ring or something to bust him open like that. Yo, shout out to this guy right here. This guy right here. This is a real man right here trying to do something to help a kid.
Yeah,
What his bitch ass dad should have done.
So we're gonna take this over to our teleport right now, and we're gonna get some more information about what happened to this story. Let's go, dog. You ready for this? We're gonna get this from Fleckus.
next story is actually the story of the day. It happened over the weekend. This white kid was attacked at the playground. We have some details of what led up to the attack and then the attack itself. It is violent.
Yeah, the story goes that it's in Indiana, and this 12-year-old was walking his dog, and he was moments away from being home. A group of children decided to throw things at him, at his dog, and provoke him. As he was walking away, a girl kicked him, then the boys jumped in. And here is the fight following that interaction.
Which we just watched, but wait till after this. This is crazy. But I'll say again, watch the size of the kid in the black, bro. You're telling me he's not way older? Like, he's not at least 2 or 3 years older?
I don't want to give him the credit where if he's the same age, like,
Super sad.
no.
We had to blur it, but you can kind of see what happens there.
So he's a 12-year-old kid, and at the beginning of the video, he says, "You want to come up behind me and kick me in the back?" And then he turns his back, and they come and slug him in the back again. So,
and a group of them.
Yeah, of course.
And then people online were trying to rally support for him. Someone offered to give him like jujitsu lessons for the rest of his life. And then instead, the parents resisted that and said that it's actually racist and whatever. And then they ended up giving the attacker a brand new bike. Look at the video here.
You're a fucking loser. You're a piece of shit. You're not a dad. You're a wimp. You're soft as shit. I hope your kid rebels on you. And
look at it. Crazy.
So they're laughing, and then the kid who attacked the kid gets a brand new bike. And can you read some of the details about that?
So yeah, like the kid. So this is the thing I have against this is like just a month ago we seen this kid get rewarded for stabbing a white kid in the fucking chest and killing him, getting fucking hundreds of thousands of dollars given to him, and then after that, we then see this happen where they give this kid a bike, and it's like, what is this telling people? You get rewarded if you fucking hurt white people? Like, what else are people supposed to
like?
take
What the
from
fuck do we gotta do? Do me and Niko gotta fucking cut our hand right here in front of the fucking camera so you guys can see that we have the same fucking blood? Like, what the fuck is the problem here, bro? What's this fucking issue, dog? Everybody got a fucking issue with white people, and I'm fucking tired of it. I'm an advocate. I stand up, nigga. I don't go do things and fucking advocate for them because I'm not a fucking liberal. But when I see a situation, I say something about it. And if somebody got a fucking question about white people, I'm there to fucking answer. What's your problem,
Pablo's a real one, because if you're a white person with Pablo and there's Spanish people around and you don't know Spanish and those Spanish people say something disrespectful, he's going to immediately translate it and tell them to stand on business. I've seen it. But hey.
Yeah, bro, I'm not. That's it. This shit's not a black and white thing. You can't even, I gotta be so careful to talk about this because people are so fucking sensitive. You know what the fuck the issue is, what they're forcing the issue on, what this fucking country does every time we start focusing on the money and where the money's going and how the fuck the government's doing shit. They want to always bring another fucking thing on. There was COVID, there was Fauci getting outed on what he did with the Wuhan virus, and then there was fucking George Floyd. The same shit's happening now. We got Trump with the DEI and the waste of fucking money and everything else they've been doing. And we got this fucking kid, stabbed this kid in the heart. Not going to mention your name. You're a loser. I'm not going to give you any clout. And then this kid over here, this poor fucking kid getting picked on, and his loser of a fucking dad is going to fucking take him and what the fuck, get that other kid a bike? Are you crazy? When I was a kid, my dad made me fight. He took me back to fight kids, bro. You wouldn't...
But it is what it is, and you know, I hope he never respects his dad for the rest of his life, and I don't think he will. I think that child feels betrayed by his father and his parents in general. But
if you're the kid watching, don't ever let nobody make you hate yourself. You're not bad because you're white, and if you were who's watching this, you're not a bad person because you're fucking white. Nobody deserves this shit just because they're white. This might not have been the supposed fucking issue, but we see this shit all day. Go on the fucking internet. You see this shit all day. White people. It could be black, Spanish, Chinese. Pick a fucking race. When they fucking with white people or Christians, it's A-okay. Not on my part, bro. I'm not letting it happen. You're fucking wrong. And your dad, that guy's a fucking loser. Be better than him. Don't worry, kid. You'll get out of your house one day.
On to the next story. We got 2 videos lined up about something we talked about in the news. Here we go.
Speaking of Israel-Palestine, The Guardian reported Netanyahu must now work for support of U.S. as Trump tires of Israel's war in Gaza. Trump's Middle East envoy, Steve Witkoff, did not mince his words in a meeting late on Sunday with former hostages and relatives of those still held in Gaza. He told them Israel is drawing out a war the U.S. wants to end, local media reported. On the eve of the release of Edon Alexander, the last living American being held by Hamas, Witkoff spelled out the gulf between his boss and the government of Benjamin Netanyahu. Quote, "We want to bring the hostages home, but Israel is not willing to end the war. Israel is prolonging it, despite the fact that we don't see where else we can go and that an agreement must be reached." Quote, "Trump's not against Israel, but he doesn't care about Israel," said Alon Pincus, a former Israeli diplomat. As far as Trump is concerned, Netanyahu has become an irritant, and an irritant that doesn't contribute to the bank account. On April 25th, while on his way to Pope Francis' funeral, Trump had this to say about Gaza and his meeting with Bibi Netanyahu.
Gaza came up, and I said, gotta be good to Gaza. Those people are suffering. We got to be good to Gaza. We're going to take care of them. There's a very big need for medicine, food and medicine, and we're taking care of it.
In terms of like opening up more access points, or
very hard.
Pushing the Israelis.
We are.
To open up more access
very
points.
hard to get food and medicine into Gaza.
How did the Prime Minister respond to that?
Well, felt well about it.
President Trump detests Benjamin Netanyahu and his quote.
So we'll get into the next
one. Are we going
one.
to let Benjamin Netanyahu cause Armageddon? Trump's real nice people in public. Trump does not like Netanyahu. He never trusted him before, but Netanyahu wouldn't even take his phone call when they stole the election and was the first world leader to call Joe Biden and congratulate him. What a dick. Reportedly, he's been yelling at him behind the scenes. I might have heard that from somebody that was there. And that's what Trump does behind the scenes, starts actually going very controlled, but like, what the hell do you think you're doing? You want to get our grandkids killed? What is your problem? I mean, you can't play around with these weapons. Today it's being reported by the Israeli news and other world news that President Trump has cut ties with Netanyahu and, of course, is now negotiating peace deals in the Middle East without even including him. President Trump announced the ceasefire peace deal with the Houthis from the White House and did not even tell Israel about it before he did it. And that's because he understands that Netanyahu is a globalist who sided with Joe Biden as well. It was the first foreign leader to recognize the stolen election for Joe Biden.
So yeah,
I mean, listen. This is an American president trying to keep the American people out of an unnecessary war. You can look at this how the fuck you want. This is a country that, yes, what they said, doesn't give money to nobody, receives money from everyone. Okay?
Exactly.
Go read the fucking Talmud, guys. Go read that thing. Go read that book, you goyim. Go find out what that word is, you goyim. You're nothing but goyim. You're nothing but cattle. This is what we are. This is what we need to accept. Stop the nonsense, guys. Trump is trying to save this country, whether you like it or not.
Exactly. And, you know, hopefully this is the real thing, and this is not like, hey, look at this hand, not at this hand.
To be fair to the people on the Democratic side, yes, Trump is doing this for votes. Yes, yes, Trump is doing this to be the no war president. Yeah, awesome, great. Even if his ego's involved and there's no fucking wars, what is the issue?
At least he's not bringing us into war. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I could be wrong. 6 to 7 different agreements were brought to to Israel, agreements that he did with all these other countries to try to come to some sort of conclusion. All 6 shot down because Israel wants what it wants. Fuck everybody else, right?
Israel wants Palestinians wiped out and Gaza to not exist anymore and to become part of Israel, as well as the West Bank. And they also want to take Yemen. They also want to take part of Yemen too. They released a map last month that showed that Yemen became part of Greater Israel. Yemen became Greater Israel. So Israel is not got its sights set just on Palestine and Gaza and the West Bank. It seems like now, once they get Gaza and the West Bank, they're going to be going after Yemen, and they're going to turn Yemen into Greater Israel. But that remains to be seen. What happens with that, it remains to be seen, because the whole world is turning against Israel right now. And, you know, I'm not a big Nazi supporter. I'm not a big Hitler supporter, you know. But when we ask how the Holocaust happened, maybe, you know, we could look at this.
I think the approach was wrong. I don't think that there was no reasons to do the thing. Not the approach that he took. The approach that we just want to make it clear that we on this podcast, on the Malice and Wonderland podcast, do not side with Hitler. We're totally against his approach. That was a horrible thing he did. That's why we learn about it in school, kids. But
we can understand why the German people.
I get the logic. The logic. Not the feeling part, the logic.
All right, next video.
Don't change the subject here, sir. This class is a travesty. That poor woman child is just another victim of the patriarchy.
She is?
I am?
Hate crime. Hate crime.
Not only that, it is also a racist construct. This woman represents the same white image of beauty that has oppressed women for centuries.
Hate crime. Hate crime.
Where are the nude models of color? The people of girth, the handicapable, the elderly.
The queer. Well, I'm sorry, it's just naked, fat, black, crippled dykes are hard to find.
Don't change the subject here, sir.
But
if I
anyway,
go through the
next
pipe,
one.
you're not going to be waiting on top so you can poop on my head?
This is great. You're going to like this, dog.
You're not going to go through the pipe. You're not going to be waiting on top so you can poop on my
This is
head.
our last one.
Luigi, that's disgusting. You're not going to go poop on my head and call me Brown Mario again?
I'm your brother, Luigi. I would never do such a thing.
And you're not going
Mario
to
hates him.
let me warp up into your asshole?
Sometimes I don't know what goes through your head, Luigi. You're making me so sad right now. You're making me so cry. A boo-hoo, a boo-hoo. What would a Mama Mario say? Now get into the warp pipe. Peach made you a cake.
What flavor? Is it a chocolate cake, Mario?
Fine, Luigi. If you don't want to come into my house, don't come.
No, I'm also sorry, Mario. I'm coming right over. Oh, mamma mia. Oh.
Luigi, I cannot believe you fell for it. Again, you're a brown Mario now. A brown Mario, brown Mario.
Brown Mario.
Mario.
I thought that was funny, especially for
This
all
guy's
the video
Italian,
nerds out here.
so he's good.
I thought that was funny, especially for all the video game nerds out here, but it is what it is. It's been a great doom scroll. We had some ups, we had some downs, we had some laughs, we had some anger, you know. But now we're going to get into our last segment, Down the Reddit Hole. Then we're going to wrap up the show, have some wise words, and send y'all on your way. You ready, dog?
Oh, I'm ready. See the hole opening up right now.
All right, let's go. What up, y'all? Welcome to the last segment of our episode. You know what it is. It's Down the Reddit Hole. You ready to get into our first little Reddit thing we got going on here, dog?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, so here we go. This one's crazy, bro. I don't know if you've seen this, but I couldn't believe this. So, drone footage shows children armed with a gun, and Brunello County sheriffs consider charging parents. Brunello County, New Mexico, chilling video shows the dramatic moments deputies face confronting two kids under 10 with a loaded gun. The two boys in the video are 7 and 9 years old, and Brunello County Sheriff John Allen credited their drone program for helping stop what could have been a deadly shooting. Instead of being charged with a crime, deputies said they're working to link the family with behavioral health services. It was a high-intensity moment for deputies urging two kids to put down a gun. It happened in February, so this happened a few months ago. The video is just coming out now. When sheriff's deputies were called to a home they've been to before, this time for a 9 and 7-year-old playing with a handgun. After 5 minutes of talking, deputies fired a non-lethal projectile at the wall and moved in to stop kids and grabbed the gun. So watch this. This is fucking crazy, dog. Watch this. These are two children. Did you see this?
No.
All right, we're going to roll it.
This isn't a game no more. We're not playing a game right now. This is serious. I need you to put that down.
We want to help you, Sean. You tell me what you need after you put it down, and I'll make sure that we get you whatever you need, okay?
We're just going to wait for a second.
Can you do that for me? Well, your mom gave me your name backwards then. All right, then Eugene. Can you put it down for me? Now Sean has it. Sean, can you just toss it to the side, babe? Let's make this easy. Because we want to help you. We want to help you.
I want to try to do a warning, something.
Put it down, Sean. We don't want to hurt you, okay?
I just don't want to fucking...
Put it down, Sean.
I really don't want to fucking 40 a kid right now.
We don't want to hurt you.
He looks like he's getting ready to do something.
Watch when they shoot something at him, he lifts the gun at the police. Watch. He lifts like he's going to shoot. You seen that? You see him lift that shit like he was going to shoot?
Load another one. Drop it now. You're going to get hit.
That was like a beanbag gun.
Yeah.
That'll just hurt them really good. That's what they need. What a shame, though.
Watch this, watch.
Drop it now. Drop it, both of you.
I don't even have the gun. I don't have the gun.
Yo, dad mode kicked in on that officer, and he was like, I'm just going to go there and take the fucking gun. Like, these kids probably can't fucking aim anyway. You know what I'm saying? But, like...
I mean, bro.
When the
okay, this is a tricky situation because it's easy to blame the parents, but I don't know about you, dog. I've had friends, dog, they would take guns from their parents' stash spots, you know what I mean? Fuck hiding it really good. Bro, I've had a friend get around the fingerprint box at my, you know what I mean, to show me the gun, like, yo, there's ways kids can get around it. I don't know if the parents should be prosecuted for this. I don't think that might be fair.
It's said in the story that they're not being prosecuted, that they're they're linking the family with like behavioral services for the children. But like,
yeah, I just think those kids need a good ass whooping.
Dude, a 7 and 9-year-old in a fucking armed standoff with police.
That's what I'm saying. 7 and 9-year-old, you got the cops right in front of you. They shoot a beanbag and that kid aimed the gun at the cops. Like, I'll tell you this, and look me in the eyes when I say this, people. You see me? You see me right here? Had those kids got shot, unless they were Mexican, nobody was, unless they were Mexican, nobody was coming out to rally for them. Nobody was coming out to change the world for them. Well, yeah, that's what I'm leaning. That's what I'm leaning towards. You know,
so say it like this: if they were anything but white.
Yeah. Well, not because Cubans, Puerto Rico. No, man. Listen, No, I don't know about Cuban and Puerto Rican in my family, bro. And the ones that I know, you're crazy. Your grandma will always defend you, but everybody else is finna put a boot in your ass for pulling the gun on the cop. Look at you and be like, "That's what you get. Take him to jail." That's what my family. Take his ass to jail. Take him to jail. He got a gun. Take him to jail. He's 7 years old. He thinks he's tough. Take him to jail. Let him see. They took me to jail when I was 8 years old. My dad's friend took me to jail illegally. You're not supposed to do that, but he took me to jail, sat me in the cell at the fucking police's the police station. I had to sit in that cell. Listen, I was so quiet. They told me to shut the fuck up and write a letter to my dad apologizing for acting how I did. 4 hours passed. I was so quiet. They didn't even know I was there. They had to call my dad. My dad forgot I was there. Not great parenting. I'm just saying, hey, nigga, these kids need to learn the hard way. That is not, no, that is unacceptable.
Exactly.
Pow, pow, but like with a bell, a hanger, a piece of wood, like you're gonna get a good ass whooping, the old school whooping.
Now we're gonna see where some other children have ended up as they become adults. So
it's crazy.
This
bro.
is
crazy.
a fucking crazy one. So.
Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. Don't even fucking show me that piece of shit.
This is crazy because this is one for Judge Pablo. This shows how the world leaders are all cucking with each other. So we have Margaret Trudeau. So you know Justin
Trudeau, yes.
You know Justin Trudeau, right? There's Margaret Trudeau. Look at her all on Fidel Castro. Oh, Fidel. There's Justin Trudeau's supposed dad. Now let's flip. Here's photos of Castro.
Wow.
Let's make some of these big.
Wow. No. And still we're gonna deny this shit. No, fuck that. The three
Look
pictures
at this last
are awesome.
one. Look at this last one.
No, fuck that. The first picture. That go up. No. The first picture. All of them. But the first, look at the fucking smile. Look at the nose. No. He just don't have a beard. That's all. He just doesn't have that beard.
Look at the
Holy
second picture.
Shit.
The facial structure. Look at the facial.
That's Fidel on the right. Wow. I hated the guy, but he's a good looking guy. I'll give him that. He was a good looking guy.
Yeah. And
I'll give him that.
Let's go forward.
I mean, people need to remember that once upon a time, and I'll give this to Fidel.
So
he sold the people
thing.
that he was coming out as a fucking. He was for the rebellion. So once upon a time, he was for the people.
So here's Margaret Trudeau. Here's Fidel Castro, and that's baby Justin. That is baby Justin right there. And this is one for conspiracy core. A lot of people like to say this isn't a real thing, but come the fuck on, dude. He don't look nothing like his dad, and he looks everything like Castro. And it would be like, okay, I'd give you credit if we couldn't find pictures of them with Castro and of Castro holding baby Trudeau. But we have that. So it's like...
Yeah. No. Hey, listen, Cubans got their little slang. You know what I mean? They got their game. Fidel was like, oye, que vuelta, perra. And she liked that shit, so,
And obviously,
I don't know,
obviously
crazy,
the husband... Obviously, the husband didn't give a fuck, but...
he was doing the Diddy, standing in the corner.
Yeah.
Rubbing one out.
With the baby oil, with all them bottles of baby oil, which
you
I don't
got on
understand.
enough baby oil.
Which I don't understand about the baby oil and Astroglide thing, because I always felt like whenever I put lube on a bitch, it ruins the grip. You know what I'm saying?
No, it does. It does.
It makes.
I
it
like
makes
the
it feel
lube
like
on
it's
the
loose.
outside because it makes it look brand new. It makes it look like it's fresh out the box.
But I mean, when it's too slippery inside, it kind of loses that that.
Well, I mean, no, that's actually science. It's funny. I was talking about this with my girl the other day. When the female is moist, I'm trying to figure out how to say this on YouTube. When the female is moist enough, there's less friction, so the man reaches the end of the party later. It's when she dries out where the man hits home base.
Because it gets tight, and then it's like,
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Something about a ton of lube I just don't like, Doug. Like I get it. Sometimes you need it, but like I don't feel like you need to start with it. I feel like you don't need to pull it out till it gets dry. But on to the next one. We got this one. This one I thought was pretty fucking funny. Do you know who David Hogg is, Doug?
Yeah.
Watch this. This is fucking hilarious. We'll cut over to this. So he got elected to the chair of the DNC recently. And look at this. The Democratic Party is so cooked. David Hogg threatened the power structure of the old guard, so they cried sexism to have him kicked out. Breaking. DNC panel has voted to oust David Hogg and nullify his victory because it violated gender diversity rules. So this is just yet another example of what I've been saying and what I keep saying about how the left will always cannibalize its own. The left will always eat its own. And the left will always find a way to shit on its own. And hopefully, maybe, this will knock some sense into David Hogg's head to see, like, wow, maybe I'm in the wrong side right here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, yeah, no, it's this is again another repeat offense that we see from these people on this side. The second that you stand up against anything you can't go against nothing on that side. If you do, you will be prosecuted. You will be dealt with. The whole love and everyone and the whole preaching thing that they say, it's not a real thing they believe. It's not a real thing they practice.
The tolerant left is not very tolerant. They're very intolerant of anything that doesn't have to do with the left. But yeah, it's a crazy thing. It's a crazy, conundrum that we got going on in this country. But hey, that's it for Down the Reddit Hole. We're wrapping up this show. It's been a great one. What was your favorite part, Doug?
My favorite part, I don't know. It's between the Doom Scroll this time got me. Between the Doom Scroll and you and Just Pablo, you guys just got a funny thing going.
Hey, fuck it. We do what we do, dog. We do what we do. Mine is, Conspiracy Court's one of mine, but I also highly favor the Doom Scroll. I love to do the Doom Scroll every week. I love to put it together. I love curating your videos, my videos, putting them together to get them all to these people. But like we say all the time, if you're watching this right now, join the mob, like, comment, subscribe wherever you're at, whether you're on Rumble, you're on YouTube, whatever, Facebook, wherever you're watching this right now. We need a like, we need a comment, we need to subscribe. Whatever they do on that platform, do it. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Rumble, TikTok, working on X. Your grandmother's hamper, your aunt's hamper, your mother's hamper, wherever their bedrooms, in their bed, wherever there's any
gyno, you could find us.
Exactly. You can find us at Malice the Podcast. That's at Malice the Podcast. Simple.
Join the
easy,
mob.
Straight to the point. Join the mob. It's been a great episode. We're going to leave y'all with some wise words from the homie Joe Rogan, and we're going to wrap it up right now. Peace.